It's said that 80% of people quit their New Year's resolution by February. My name's Levi, and I've been on self improvement for 6 months. So I started July 18th. And self improvement is just like the name says, improving yourself. It's just like a New Year's resolution, but you don't start it on the 1st of January. It's like starting it whenever, right? So just to get straight into the video, step zero of trying to achieve your New Year's resolution is understanding your goal. What do you want to do? Why do you want to do it? And write this all on a piece of paper, actually. I don't know what mine is, but I have a notebook and I write a bunch of crap in it so I can remind myself like that it even exists. So write your goal on there first. And then after that, like if you, let's say, for example, I want to be fit. That's your goal. Okay? So write why. Why do you want that goal? Understand your desire for that result. Why do you want to do this? Okay, that's question one. Question two is, who has this result? So if you want to be fit, a fit person has this result. Now, like I said earlier, write all this crap down because this helps you remember. You want to have this on your mind every single day, like for a long period of time. Like when I go to sleep, I think about self-improvement. When I wake up, it's like I didn't just skip 8 hours. It's like I'm still conscious from when I woke up. So I immediately think about self-improvement. So you want to be thinking about it as much as possible. Because for the 80% of people who don't get their goal or quit their goal, they don't even barely think about it. They're like, oh yeah, I got that. And they only think about it once every 2 weeks. So it's barely even a goal. So you want to have this goal on your mind at all times. And now, if you're wondering, how do I become this person? Why do I want to think about who has my result? That's going to be for the first step after this one. But it's just that you want to become this person because, for instance, let's say you're fat and you want to be fit. If you think like a fat person, you're going to do fat things. But if mentally you're fit, then you're going to be doing things that a fit person would do. And even though you're fat, mentally you're fit, which means that you're going to be doing fit things, which means you're going to become fit eventually. If you change yourself mentally, if you change your image of yourself, then you will change your outer version of yourself. So that is why we want to understand who has what we want. Now the first step is become the person. Now to become the person, you do the things the person does. I know that sounds obvious, but we're going to get into how do you do that later. But now that you know, let's say, I'm going to go back to the fit example. Let's say you want to be fit. You got to understand it, write down on the piece of paper, what does a fit person do? What habits do they have? So they exercise, they diet, whatever they do, okay? Write those habits down. Like I said earlier, we're trying to nail this down. The more you act like the person, the more you think like the person, you become the person, okay? That's what we want. We want you to build that identity. And like I said earlier, building the identity is by doing the actions that person does. I heard this quote, or not quote, but like this example from Atomic Habits. It's a book. I highly suggest it for if you're doing something like this. It was like, it said that every action you do is a vote for your identity. So if you're trying to be fit, then exercising would be a vote towards being a fit person mentally. But eating out a bunch is a vote towards being a fat person. So it's kind of just like doing the actions that grant you the identity you want. The votes will go towards that. But you can't become the person while doing all the things, all the votes for a fat person. Hopefully you understand that. I know it's kind of, I said it kind of weird, but just, okay, I'm going to restart. Just become the person that has your result. Okay, and I'm going to tell you how. So now that we have all the habits down that these people have, we're going to step 2, build those habits. Now there's 3 ways that I build my habits that I've read from Atomic Habits. And they actually have been working very well. So I'm just going to be saying that in this section. Now I know I keep bringing up this identity thing because it's very important. Now I'm bringing it up once more just because I heard this another quote. I don't know the exact thing from Atomic Habits. It was like, the quote was like, you start a habit with willpower, but you keep a habit because it becomes your identity, or something like that. I'm sure if you've read the book, then you know what I'm talking about. I thought it was a very memorable thing to hear or read, so I'm bringing it up now. If you want to keep the habits that you have just listed, you need to become the person. Okay, I know I keep saying it, but it is so important to become the person. Now, to become the person, like I said, you need to do the habits that they do. So to build these habits, my favorite thing is called a habit tracker. Okay, so write this down on the same piece of paper, write habit tracker, and we're going to be making one. So a habit tracker, as it says, it just helps you keep the habits, or helps you reminds you of the habits, and it just like keeps self-responsibility and all that crap. So what it is like an Excel sheet. You have the habit on the top, then you have the number or the date on the side. You make a grid, right? And every day, have it in clear view. Like mine's right here. So, if I can pull it up. Yeah, this is mine for December. So, like you see, dude, get your fingers out the way. Okay. Dude, I got a new camera, so I'm not. It's weird. It's like a mirror. So yeah, see what I mean? You have the dates on the side, and then you have the habits on the right. So, just write your habits, the habits that you listed on the top, and then whatever day it is today. Because you don't want to start tomorrow, you start today. Okay? Because then if you say tomorrow, then tomorrow you're gonna say tomorrow. You're never gonna get it done. So start today. So every time you do the habit, you just check it off, and then you're good. That's all it is. It's just to remind you of like what your goal is, what your habits are, and it just keeps you responsible because you see your failures, you see your mistakes, and you also see your like pluses and your good stuff. So it's just a very good method to build habits. Another thing that helped me a lot to build my habits is called habit stacking. Now this is another concept from Atomic Habits. I keep mentioning it. Buy the book. It's like $30 or something. It's worth your while if you want to build habits. So the habit stacking is when you already have a habit. So let's say for me, gratitude journaling. I have that pretty much like every day. I don't think I've skipped it for like a month. So let's use that as an example. Now let's say your habit is to exercise. So I have gratitude journaling. I do gratitude journaling, and then immediately after I exercise. So it's like adding on top of an already had habit. So gratitude journal, exercise. And whatever your case is, maybe yours is like, what's a habit? Brush your teeth, and then you can go for a jog. It's stuff like that. You build a habit on top of another one. You connect them. So that way it's like, it's just, you know the premise, right? It's easy to understand. It's not that hard. Just habit stacking, another good thing. Write that down. I haven't, like, as I'm recording this, I haven't finished the script. Mine's right there. So I'm just kind of going off the dome. So this might seem a little confusing. I probably will have like words around me or stuff. But this third part, the third thing, which I found pretty much, it was like 50% of what helped me like really make a concrete block of my habits, like in my mind, whatever. So it's called the 4 Laws of Building Habits. Another thing from Atomic Habits. Buy the book. So the 4 laws are make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it rewarding. So use these 4 laws to make your habits like super like easy to build. So let's say for instance gratitude journaling again. I already kind of had it stacked down, but I made it obvious. I put my book and I put my pen on my desk where I go every single day. This desk right here. You can't see it, but I put it on here so it's obvious. I always know about it. I always think about it. I always see it. Then making it attractive, and I don't really understand this law as much as the others. I probably have to read up on it more. But what I did was I wrote, or I thought about before doing it, why, like the end result, like how good I feel after doing it. So I made it attractive. I made myself want to do it. Then I made it easy. I didn't make myself have a huge goal. It was just like 5 sentences, right? Don't be writing paragraphs or whatever. Don't start off like super hard because you're not going to build the habit that way. So let's say if you're trying to build jogging, don't jog for 20 minutes. Don't try to build that habit. Maybe just put on your shoes, jog for 3 minutes, build that up for a month, and then start adding the time up because then it's already part of your routine. So make it easy, make it obvious, make it attractive, and fourth, make it rewarding. So what I did was, I know it's probably not, you probably shouldn't do what I did because I wasn't going for like trying to be fit or whatever. I gave myself a Hershey Kisses every time I did a habit of mine, just so I had like some instant like I know it's dumb. I shouldn't be doing it, but it helped me build the habits. So I rewarded myself for doing the habit, and you should too. So what do we have so far? We got habit tracker. Okay, track the habits. We have the 4 laws. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it rewarding. And then we have habit stacking. Now, if you use all of these together, then I am sure you will be able to build your habit. Of course, make sure your environment is suited towards that. I mean, don't just be having it, for example, if you're fat. I mean, if you're trying to be fit, let's say that. Don't have a bunch of candy directly in front of you. You can still have it in the house because it does help you build discipline and stuff like that. But don't have it so accessible to where you can just pick it up from your desk immediately. So hopefully this helps somebody. If you want to subscribe, I guess, click the like button. Thanks for watching. If you don't know how to be saved, that's like half my channel is Christianity. Click the video, whatever it is. Thanks for watching, and praise God.